6:46, 6:47. So I'm going to call our special meeting to canvass the special bond election. Call this meeting here in the council chambers. And before we have this canvass, I'd like to just kind of share with you a few things, if you don't mind. You know, one of the things that we'll talk about more at 7 o'clock is the Street Bond Committee, and what a great job they did. A few of them are here at this early meeting, but we'll talk about that more a little later and do a special recognition, but thank you guys for coming. The other group besides the Street Bond Committee is our staff. There was a tremendous amount of background and research done by staff that allowed for public education, not only for our Street Bond Committee, but also for all the meetings that were held. Staff conducted more than 30 meetings during this process throughout the city, and I know a lot of our Street Bond Committee members, and I even had the pleasure of being involved with about 3 of them. I don't know if they liked me being there or not, but I did get the chance to do that. I know other council members did as well. We also put a lot of information out, staff put a lot of information out on our various platforms, whether it be social media, our water utilities, and various things along those lines. And then lastly, just on behalf of the entire City Council, I want to thank the voters in Mesquite. I mean, it's amazing that an overwhelming vote of over 84% voted in favor of repairing our streets in Mesquite, and that may be a record. I didn't go back too far and see, but I think that's a great testament that, number one, we need to get our streets fixed, but number two, that we'll do the right thing and move forward quickly. If you'll give me just another minute or two, after we get through tonight, it'll be time to start to work, and it'll be time to get this process started. And I'll kind of run down a quick, at least what calendar I can share with you right now of how we're going to get started on this $125 million project. You know, in a few minutes, we'll canvass the votes and approve the election. And then at our December 7th meeting, we are going to consider passing a reimbursement resolution. Basically, that allows us to start our repairs sooner rather than later. In January, there should be a flurry of activity involved in getting these streets started. January 4th, the council will review and approve the first list of grade 4 streets that we'll be beginning to repair. Also at that time, it will explain why we're doing those streets first and what the plan is to move forward. During the month of January, our Public Works will begin advertising the bids to prospective contractors who will be hired to do the repairs. Moving into February, Public Works will receive bids for contractors to begin awarding contracts. And our Finance Department will host a bond meeting and reconfirm our outstanding AA+ rating for our bonds in the lending industry. And we will hopefully be ready to sell bonds in March. By selling bonds in March, although a lot of people like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, I think we're going to celebrate starting our repairs. And hopefully in March that you will actually see us beginning the process of repairing the streets in Mesquite. So it's a very aggressive approach. I know that I'd mentioned several weeks ago at the time the election passed that I thought we'd get something started by mid to late summer. But through staff's work and dedication and some other means that we have here at the city, hopefully by March we'll actually start seeing things being turned. So with that, we'll get started.
Item number 4, canvass results for special bond election held November 3rd, 2015 for the purpose of presenting a proposition for the issuance of general obligation tax bonds for improving 2-lane residential streets. I have provided the Mayor and City Council with the final canvass reports for the November 3rd, 2015 special bond election, and the total votes as shown in those reports are as follows. For the purpose of determining whether to issue $125 million in tax bonds for the purpose of constructing, improving, extending, expanding, upgrading, and developing 2-lane residential streets, for 4,493 votes, against 833 votes. A majority of the votes were cast for the proposition by a margin of 3,660 votes. Therefore, the proposition of whether to issue 125 million tax bonds for the purpose of constructing, improving, extending, expanding, upgrading, and developing 2-lane residential streets passed. For Dallas County, the total number of ballots cast in the election was 5,435. And with a total of 69,378 Mesquite registered voters in Dallas County, that is a 7.83% voter turnout. For Kaufman County, the total number of ballots cast in the election was 4, and with a total of 77 Mesquite registered voters in Kaufman County, that is a 5.19% voter turnout.
Thank you. Item 5.
A resolution canvassing returns and declaring results of November 3rd, 2015 bond election.
Council. Do you have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the resolution.
Thank you. Any discussion? Any comments at this time? Seeing none, cast your vote, please. And that passes unanimously, which starts the clock. At this time, we will not adjourn. We will break. We will recess. Thank you. Need the attorney to tell me. There you go. We will recess until our regular scheduled time at 7 o'clock. Thank you.